Hey, Poison RC, coming at you with a shock, how to properly fill them, because these were the Proline Powerstroke shocks for the Traxxas Max 10 scale, and we're gonna fill them up with 50 weight. So the shock shaft, you can push it all the way or pull it all the way down, and I like to push it up about a 1/4 inch. So what we're doing here is we're filling it up. So you just take it, have the shock upright, squish it up. This is Team Associated 50 weight. Team Associated makes the best fluids that I've found so far. They actually last, especially if this shock's cycling a lot off-road and you're doing a lot of hardcore bashing. This fluid doesn't go bad and crappy like low-C fluid does. I found out low-C fluid from my own experiences does not last that long. So anyway, what we're gonna do here is see how there's about 1 millimeter, maybe 2 millimeters from the very top of this edge here. So you got the shock all the way, like 1/4 of the way up from the stroke. Bring it all the way down, okay? Now what you're look at all that fluid that just went down there. So let me top it off just a smidge. Now you don't want to go all the way to the very tip top, but you want to get it to where it's almost like maybe 1 millimeter or 2. And then just, here's what I do. I literally just take the shock like this. I'll take my finger gently. You just go really, really slowly and gently all the way down till you hit that tab right there. Then go all the way up. You want to do this slowly, gradually. And you do this a few times. If you go too fast down, you will cause air bubbles. And then you'll cause a shock to have a whole bunch of like cavitation. And that's not good. It can wear out your piston. It can rub your piston badly. It can cause you problems. I do this like 4 or 5 times. I kind of do it on feel, depending. Like this fluid, it's not like some shocks. You do this, and it seems like bubbles just keep on coming. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not. You could tell they're not sealed very well, like airtight wise, from the seals here, and the cartridge down in here for the shaft. These are where your shock seals are. You can tell they're not sealed very well because a whole bunch of air bubbles come out, a ton of them. Or if your seals are worn, they'll suck air. Whenever you move the shaft, it'll suck air, and then it'll have a whole bunch of air bubbles right here. So I'm going to have a close-up of this shock fluid right here so you can see. You can kind of see what I'm doing. See how the shock shaft's going up and down? The black piston there is going down in the shock. You just go up and down like this. So once you do that and you don't see any bubbles like this, these shocks are sealed very tight. I did like 2 or 3 of them, 0 bubbles. I just had one big bubble, and it bled out very, very easily. That's one thing I love about the Proline Powerstroke shocks. When you want to change fluids, they're very easy to do versus other shocks. These are known to leak a little bit. They get a little crazy. This seal right here gets a little crazy. Now I'm just going to top this thing off a smidge. Okay, so now on this shock cap, if you notice, there's one side that doesn't have a hole that says Proline, and then the back side right here has a hole. There's a little hole right there. That's a bleeder hole. That's very important that you put that down. Make sure the shock shaft's all the way down when you're doing this. So you want to take this, see how fluid's coming out as I'm threading this on? See how the fluid just came out? So you want to take this, have it at an angle like this, start threading it on. Air will come out, or the fluid will come out. That's normal. That is normal. You just take it and you just get it hand tight. You don't need a gorilla tighten it. You just get it hand tight with your fingers. Wipe off the glue off camera, and then, or glue, the fluid off camera, and then test out your shock. It should be nice and smooth, and it should have rebound. That's what you want to see. That is what you want to see right there. That's how a shock should rebound right there. That's exactly how it should do it. See how it does it nice, quickly, and fast by itself? That's perfectly done. So then what you're going to do is you're going to take your black spring with the collar. This is the tension of the spring. These are like a medium. So you're going to take that. You're going to take the silver spring with the yellow touching the plastic center collar. This is a dual rate spring right here. And this is your main heavy duty spring. What you're going to do is flip it upside down. Push this down just like so, right? And you're going to take this shock cap and you're going to stick it on there like this. and kind of get your finger out of the way, which may be hard to do, and you're going to do that. So this should look like this. This should be perched. This is the lower spring perch. This shock spring should be over here, and then sandwiched in between this collar, and this is the aluminum adjustment collar. And one thing I love about these shocks, also, I have to say, is a lot of shocks stop. They're threaded to like right here, and then this is all smooth right here. These shocks, they're threaded literally all the way down to the very last end part. That's really amazing. I love that, because then that way you have infinite adjustment. They make a spring kit for these. It's 36 bucks. I would recommend getting it if you guys don't have one. It would be a very worthwhile thing to do. You just take your little 2.0 millimeter socket head style screw, and you just screw it in there until it's snug. And right like that, that's all you need to do. Just snug it up, and voila, you got a built shock. If you have a little oily on your fingers like I do, you can wipe that off, and voila, you got a built shock, and you're good to go. We're going to stop the video there.